Welcome, beautiful soul, to the Rose Frequency, a sacred space where sound, self-love, and the divine feminine intertwine. Here we awaken to the unseen melodies of the universe, tuning our hearts to the frequencies of healing, grace, and deep transformation. I'm Karine, your guide on this sacred journey. Together, we'll explore the mysteries of sound, the power of prayer, and the vibration of love as we attune to the music of our highest self. Like the unfolding petals of a rose, we rise into love, remembrance, and rapture, where the sacred meets the sound and the soul meets its own divinity. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let the resonance of the rose frequency bring you home. Welcome back, beautiful souls, to the Rose Frequency. Thank you so much for your patience as I work through some technical difficulties here with the Rose Frequency podcast. I manage every aspect of this podcast, so there are still some learning curves that I'm getting through and came across one of those curves. So thank you so much for your patience. And here we are, episode 5 of the Rose Frequency. Mary, Mother of Mystery, the Divine Feminine, Unveiled. I'm Karine, and today we step into the sacred embrace of the Divine Mother herself, Mother Mary. But this is not Mary as you've been told. This is Mary as you've always felt. She is more than a biblical figure. She is an archetype, a cosmic presence, and for those who listen with their spirit, she is the rose of heaven. Mother Mary is soft as moonlight, fierce as truth, and eternal as the soul. So today, with episode 5, we begin a journey into the mystery of Mary. In this episode, we explore her as the divine feminine archetype and the universal mother, the original frequency of holy love. In ancient symbology and esoteric mysticism, Mary represents the divine womb, the deep strength of becoming, of deep listening, and intuitive knowing, and vessel of sacred receptivity and sacred creation. To invoke Mary is to invoke the womb of the world, the source from which all life springs, and the space in which all sorrow is held and transmuted. She teaches us that surrender is not submission. No, surrender is our sacred power. Submission as the art of surrendering to the will of the Great Spirit through letting go of what we believe to be true to what actually is. Surrender through forgiveness and patience. Surrender through acceptance. She shows us that stillness is not emptiness. It is full of a deep listening, of receiving, of faith. Her compassion and grace tells us that motherhood is not just the bearing of children, it is the bearing of light. Mystics throughout the ages have seen her not just as the mother of Jesus, but as the incarnation of divine wisdom. She is the Sophia, holy wisdom incarnate, that orders the cosmos with love. In Gnostic text, Mary is the secret keeper, not merely a vessel for the divine, but one who understood the mysteries, held them, and passed them on through silence and song. In the mysticism of Kabbalah, the Shekinah echoes through Mary's form. She is the Isis of Egypt and the Shakti of India. She is the Kuan Yin of Buddhism. She is the divine feminine archetype, reclaiming the divine feminine in grace. In Sufism, Mary, or Miriam, is held in profound reverence. It is through the Sufi path that my love for Mother Mary expanded even more because of their love for her. She is the only woman that has an entire chapter titled after her in the Quran, which cannot be said of the Christian Holy Bible. In the 19th chapter, titled Surah Maryam, it shares and mentioned Mary in the book when she withdrew from her family to a place in the east, and she veiled herself from them. Then we sent to her our spirit, and he appeared to her as a man in perfect form. In this sacred telling, Mary is seen as one who retreats to the inner sanctum, a space of deep feminine wisdom, and receives a divine transmission. Her veiling is not to hide, but to become a portal of purity and power. Because I speak of Mother Mary's purity, and because she is often referred to as the Virgin, I want to share a reflection about purity. Purity can certainly include one's sexual nature, but in truth, purity is related to the heart, to how we treat our bodies and how we treat others, to divine faith, to self-love, to self-worth. We can see purity as passion, as fire. So with that said, in the mystic tradition of Sufi women, we hear the voice of Rabia al-Adawiya, a woman of flame and fragrance who once said, "I carry a torch in one hand and a bucket of water in the other. With these things I am going to set fire to heaven and put out the flames of hell, so that voyagers to God can rip the veils, not for want of heaven or fear of hell, but simply out of love." This is Mary's fire too, a purity of light that burns for truth. This is the frequency of the divine feminine, unveiled. Not pious for reward, not obedient for fear, but in pure alignment with truth. It's the same fierce and tender fire that lived in Mary's yes. Mary is also known in many devotional traditions as a direct portal to the divine, a bridge of mercy, a sacred mirror, and a channel of holy intercession. Mary is the gate through which the soul may pass. To pray to Mary is to place your longing into the chalice of grace. She is not merely the receiver of prayers. She is the deliverer, the messenger dove who carries the soul's whisper into the ear of God. She is the Holy Spirit of the Trinity. In mystic visions and Catholic devotion alike, she is often seen not just as the mother of Christ, but as the mother of all beings, one who tends to the cries of the world with radiant compassion and brings them directly to the source. She is the ladder of light between human ache and divine response, not bypassing divinity, but embodying it so fully that divinity cannot help but respond. In esoteric teachings, Mary is a frequency of transmission, an energy so aligned with the source that she becomes the current by which our hearts can ride toward the divine. And this frequency is present in the divine feminine. So you see, Mary is the embodiment of the light that prepares the way. She is a living code, a light code of divine blueprint, a soul attuned, so refined of vibration that her very body became a chalice for the infinite. The Immaculate Conception is not just about biological mystery. It is a metaphysical moment when purity of heart met cosmic intelligence, and together they formed a vessel capable of birthing Logos, the divine word, into matter. And the beauty of all of this is that we too can become a divine vessel. In mystical terms, Mary is the rose frequency, a spiraling, encoded field of divine intelligence through which Christ's consciousness could descend and take form. Just as Jesus is seen in esoteric circles as a son of light, Mary is the moon. She reflects and she refracts that light into the world with gentleness, mercy, and grace. She did not earn this through action. She remembered it through alignment. We can remember. Her body became the altar, her womb a temple of sound and silence, her yes a key that opened the gates of heaven into the density of earth. Fiat mihi, be it done unto me according to thy word. Fiat mihi. These words are not submission, they are activation. To work with her frequency is to awaken the codes of divine receptivity within ourselves, the ability to listen so deeply to Source that it transforms our very flesh into light. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Take this moment, close your eyes, and place your hands on your heart. Inhaling deep and exhaling. Imagine a luminous rose blooming at your heart center. Petal by petal, a frequency of love unfolds. See this light as frequency. See this love as frequency. One that you can envelop yourself in and embrace. Embrace through the warmth of Mother Mary. She is here with you in frequency. Let yourself rest in her embrace. Let yourself be sung back into wholeness. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, Mary. Exhale, I am held. Thank you for walking with me through this luminous beginning into the mystery of Mary. Today we have seen her not only as a holy mother, but as a portal, a ladder of light, a sacred intercessor, a deliverer of our prayers straight to God. In our next episode, we'll explore how her presence radiates through sacred art, ancient prayer, and her soul song, the Magnificat. Until then, may you feel her soft power blooming in your being. May you know yourself as a vessel of light, and may you walk in beauty, bathed in rapture. And so it is. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to share it, leave a review, or connect with me on social media. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Let's keep this vibration growing together. Until next time, keep blooming, beautiful soul.